Maitre Daher, concerning, we talked about increasing compliance, increasing revenue mobilization, but when we think about that, we often think of increasing the taxes or broadening the tax base. But we have another policy tool that are the exemptions or the tax incentives. And when you mention them, and usually when we think about them, we find them also to be inequitable or unfair or inefficient. So can we move, in the current system that we have, can we move towards some positively, generating tax incentive, something that is perceived as less inequitable than what we have today in the system?
Yes, let me say first that tax incentives are usually a lever, a tax lever, to implement some objectives. But in developing countries like Lebanon, tax incentives are usually and generally used in a manner which undermines the original intention and projection of the legislator. And this is what happens in Lebanon. And we have another problem for the tax incentive, the current tax incentive in Lebanon, is that they are obsolete and outdated, and it does not fulfill its true function in the economic context today. Why they are counterproductive? I will enumerate some of those incentives that are in our laws today, and specifically in Article 5 of the income tax law, and you will see if they are productive or not. First, we have an exemption. We had an exemption on real estate activities till 2017. It led to what? It has led to surplus and sector crisis, which is one of the reasons of the current crisis in Lebanon. We had for years, since 1959, an exemption of educational institutions. It has led to what? To multiplications of fake institutions and decrease of education's level. And we had also, and it still applies, a permanent exemption of maritime and aerial transportation companies like the Middle East. It has created a monopolistic situation and unlawful competition, plus an unjustified increase of travel and transport rates. And it still applies till now. We had also an exemption of investment banks and medium and long-term credit banks from 1983 till the crisis in 2019. Why? Knowing that those banks were generated a lot of revenues. Those are some of the ideas, and we have also the law 360 of IDAL. It has been taken out of its context, and it has been unfairly infringed and misused to lower the tax burden out of the context, and especially what we call salat al-hawafiz. Because instead of being used for productive economy, it has been used for other objectives and other purposes. How do we address those tax incentives? First, the government and the Ministry of Finance have to take a decision concerning some of those tax incentives, specifically also the assignment of shares in the joint stock companies, because this also has enabled tax optimization, aggressive tax optimization. We may use today yesterday I was listening, I'm going to give you an example. I was listening to our friend, the Minister of AI, Dr. Kamal Shahadi, stating that we need financing for the startup, the new companies that will invest in AI and other things. And we do not have, the state doesn't have any possibility to do it. How do we collect money? I gave him two ideas, and I'm going to give you those two ideas. First, we may exempt the Lebanese resident. You see, I have addressed this issue from a negative standpoint before, and I will address it from a positive standpoint now and perspective. We may exempt all the Lebanese residents. They will bring back their money to Lebanon and invest this money in productive economy, in companies. We will say to them, all the revenues that you generate and derivate from those investments in productive economy, and specifically in AI, and I think that His Excellency will be happy with this idea, will be exempted from taxes on those revenue that are derived. Instead of paying 10%, you will pay 0 on those investments. And another also incentive that is very interesting, why I should refrain from giving money to my children today if ever they want to use this money in productive economy, because I have to pay inheritance and gift tax. I will be exempted from inheritance and gift tax if ever they use this money for productive economy in Lebanon, and not also only productive economy, but I will use it also for the development, the sustainable development of the geographical areas in Lebanon, in order to take it as an example. Those are ideas, but we have several other ideas concerning the renewable energy, the recycling, the cosmetics and perfumes, the green building, the prefab structures, all those that have been addressed in McKinsey study also may benefit from tax incentive. Why? Because it will help to attract investors. And when you attract investors, what is the advantage of attracting investors? It's not only because you will strengthen and enhance the growth in Lebanon, create jobs, but also you will help for the balance of payments also in Lebanon. And this is very important to think, and this is why I have said at the beginning, we have to resort to economic impact assessment for all the measures that should be implemented in Lebanon.